Hey guys, this is Rise, and I'm here with Collar, bringing you the fifth and final match of Group 10's MSL, or the MSL Group 10 match. So this is the round of 64. We have seen a lot of winners and a lot of losers at this point. Kwanro had lost his first match and moved on to the losers match, where he faced off against Best God, and now he's moved on to the final match. Now, on the other hand, we saw Type B also beating Best God, which coincidentally knocked Best God out of the MSL completely at this point. And then he went on to face Fantasy, where Fantasy beat Type B. So now Type B is also in the final matchup, and this is ending up as a ZVZ match. The first ZVZ I've commentated in a while, actually, of Kwanro and Type B. And Kwanro being an aggressive Zerg, this should be a pretty exciting match, so we'll see what happens. Collar, what do you think?
Well, it's going to be really interesting here. This is on Athena II, so it's got a close, relatively close starting positions. We're probably going to see fast pulls here. Both players known for their aggression. I don't know. I don't remember ZVZs with these players, to be absolutely honest. Type B is about a little bit worse than 50% against Zerg. Kwanro a little bit better, actually. So, you know, just by the numbers, Kwanro doing a little bit better. He's the red Zerg here at the left side, and Type B is the white Zerg on the bottom. But, you know, Zergs often rock, paper, scissors, so, you know, we could see just a build order win or loss. But, you know, that's always a little bit sad. It makes me TT a little bit, like when Oversky lost because of just pure build order loss. So hopefully we'll see, you know, similar build orders, so you know, it can be kind of a game of skill instead.
Yeah, we may not. You never know. This is a mirror match, so there's a good chance that it will be a mirror match. And it looks like right off the bat, Kwanro is scouting in the right direction, whereas Type B is not. So Kwanro gonna have a little bit of information over.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, over Type B. I forgot his name for a minute there. That Type B is not going to be able to do himself. So we may see some quick scouting from Type B, or maybe as soon as I'm sure as soon as he realizes that the Overlord's heading in that direction, he'll send all of his Overlords over there to try to see what he can find out. And it looks like he's going to go for an Overpool and into Extractor, and we're not going to see that from Kwanro. We're going to see some sort of probably 12 pool, or maybe even a 12 hatch, which could be a dangerous move.
Oh, he's going for the 12 pool, so right away, this is a build order advantage for Kwanro, a significant one. This is one of the biggest ones you can get without actually winning the game instantly. Of course, one of the biggest you can get is, you know, 9 pool against 12 hatch, in which case you should be able to win instantly. But right now, Kwanro is definitely going to be ahead here throughout the entire game. The only thing he'll be slightly behind on is tech, and it won't be significant because he'll have more hatcheries, and he'll probably have a big Zergling win at some point anyway. Anyway, both players just having the first-person views here. Not much micro they can do, obviously. We'll see whether we're going to see a one-hatch lair here from Type B, whether he goes lair first or gas first. It looks like he is going to go lair first here, so he is going to have the massive tech advantage in terms of speed, but Kwanro is probably going to go lair also. No, looks like he's actually going expansion, so he's actually going to go, you know, probably for mass lings at some point and try to overwhelm them with those in the mid game.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple of times, and a lot of times the expansion hatchery can be very difficult to defend. I think you really need a exceptional level of skill to defend that, because now you're defending two fronts against you're against Muta in this case for sure, as well as Lings. They're actually even a link out right now, right off the bat, and I think that once the Overlords get in the base of Kwanro for Type B, he's going to see exactly what he's got up against him, and I'm sure that he's going to just play, you know, a heavy Muta game where he attacks both fronts. He sees that hatchery out there, of course, and it looks like he might be. No, he hasn't put down a hatchery of his own. Sorry, I thought he had a hatchery going as natural, but it's just more Lings moving out. So we are going to see a Zergling standoff for a little while and see if one player can get better position over the other. Spire going down already for Type B, whereas Kwanro is still working on his lair tech, of course, so he's going to be a little bit delayed into Spire, but we'll have to see. It looks like the lair just completing now, so if he gets that Spire down quick, he won't be too far behind, but it looks like he's still waiting for gas, and that's a pretty delayed Spire, and that's going to be scouted by Type B, although maybe it's not that delayed. I don't know. We'll have to see how this distance pays off for Type B.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a build or advantage here from Kwanro in every way possible. The Spire isn't delayed enough that it will make too much of a difference because the Mutalisks will be barely over his base before his Mutalisks pop. Meanwhile, though, we're seeing the Zerglings here challenging the expansion of Kwanro. Kwanro standing there like a stone wall there, not moving at all, but now he has to commit there, forcing him to commit. Type B is, and Type B looks like he's barely, no, he hasn't even won the battle. A lot of lings going down for both players, but 4 left for both. And now the problem is Type B, by committing there, is leaving himself a lot more vulnerable to a Zergling counterattack, because he can obviously only produce half the number of lings that Kwanro can. If Kwanro really wants to, he can definitely produce a lot more lings. And now Kwanro moving towards Type B's base, so he's going to have to hold his ramp, and he's probably going to have to use his Mutas to help him. So I think that might have been a bit of a mistake there going in for that frontal attack. And now he's going to be in huge danger of a counterattack.
Yeah, and here we see it right now. Kwanro trying to make his way up the ramp, although maybe not that good of an idea, but it looks like he is going to have an advantage here. He's going to force Type B back into his base, and he's going to continue to stream more, but Type B with the sunk, and he's going to be able to defend at least a small number of lings,
Smart move.
although he's going to have to watch his right side minerals as they're going to try to get picked off by those lings, and almost a couple of going down, and those Muta are going to have to force focus on those lings a little bit at least, and now he's finally heading over to the base of Kwanro, but I think by the time he gets there, his Muta will be out. It looks like he's already retreating with those because he's still got to deal with those lings, and so Type B definitely in a bit of trouble at this point. He's got some Scourges cloned as well somewhere, or no, I'm sorry, that's what Kwanro made. Kwanro made Scourges early on, and so going to be even more difficult for Type B to overcome, as he'll have to micro all the Scourge for a while, as Kwanro now has the capacity of 2 hatcheries to start pumping out those Muta as he does now, and he already has an air advantage, I think.
Yeah, I think he already does too. And wow, 1 Zergling left for Type B. He wins the battle, but it's not enough. He's got 1 ling with no health, and the Mutas are going to eat it. Yeah, there they go, eating it with their worms. Yeah, right now I think it's 4 Mutas for Type B, 5 Mutas, maybe 6 against 3 or 4 for Kwanro, and a whole lot of Scourge. So he can't engage that force, and Kwanro is just going to continue to grow here until he wants to move out and attack. And Kwanro, of course, once he gets enough Mutalisks and maybe wins a skirmish, he can plant down a second gas, and that will just, solidify the game for him, really just seal the game for him pretty much. And it doesn't look like Type B is going to move out anytime soon. He needs to. He absolutely needs to. Just do something, man. You got to pick off a drone or 2. He can't just wait in his base for Kwanro to attack, because Kwanro may never attack. Kwanro may just sit back and say, all right, you want to play 1 hatch versus 2 hatch macro? I'll do that, and I'll win that every day.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter who wins this match, though, because I'm pretty sure whoever wins this match goes on to get destroyed by Hyuk, actually. So really, this match completely inconsequential because Hyuk just is going to destroy everybody in 2009 and win the OSL and the MSL and GOM TV all in the same year. You just wait. He's going to go for the Triple Crown and win them all.
Prediction. That is a bold prediction, sir. Well, it looks like Kwanro not deciding to actually build any drones. This is kind of interesting. Both players just waiting for the other one to engage first. Sort of not typical Zerg versus Zerg style, but, I mean, these pros know best, of course. I do think the longer it goes, though, the more Kwanro is going to have an advantage, clearly. Yeah. And, right now we're seeing finally Type B is going to try to engage.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's going to pay off for Type B. There's no way he's going to have as much units as Kwanro, although it could come down to Scourging here. If those Scourges do or do not work out, it looks like they are going to start landing. Wow, nice microing, though. Oh, no, and that's going to be trouble for Type B. I think he's definitely lower on the Muta count here. Yeah, Kwanro's definitely got him beat out, and Type B has to try to run away a little bit, although doing a pretty good job with his Scourging. Oh, no, actually, not really. None landing. Not going to work out that well. And Type B definitely in a lot of trouble as Kwanro can keep the pressure on him and his base and slowly attack both the Muta, the Overlords, and pick away at the drones if he manages to get that far back to Type B's territory.
No, I think Kwanro actually is not going to attack. Just like I said, he's going to be saying, well, come on, you're going to have to fight me, or else I'm just going to out-macro you. And he's doing exactly that. He's seeing him building drones again, and now putting up an extractor at the natural expansion. Basically, Kwanro doesn't want to make a mistake, basically. He doesn't want to move out his Mutalisk into some position where they're kind of in the middle, and then Type B swoops in and then picks off some drones. That will be disastrous for him. But, right now, what he's doing is just playing very well here. here, and two Zerglings actually coming out for Type B. So that's a kind of a smart move there, kind of a interesting little trick. But Kwanro was ready for it with Lings of his own. I mean, he just has so much more production, and it's not going to do anything. These two Lings are just going to die. So yeah, I mean, Type B is pretty much out of this game once that Mutalisk attack failed. I think he should have gone in maybe a little bit earlier, but otherwise, I mean, it's a build order loss. You can't really blame him for it, unless you're Jaedong. Jaedong, I mean, he defies everything. You have rock, you have papers, and you have scissors, and then you have Jaedong's fist. Like, Jaedong's thumbs down. That's what it is. Everyone else throws rock, paper, or scissors in ZVZ, and Jaedong puts thumbs down, and it kills everything. It doesn't matter. Jaedong can defy the odds. He can win with a 9-pull against a 12-pull, and he does, which is scary.
Yeah, Jaedong's like that idiot that in rock, paper, scissors would always throw down like, oh, atomic bomb, and destroy whatever you have.
Dynamite.
But Jaedong actually does it, and in ZVZ, and goes on to win the matches. Actually, Type B picking off some Lings that just are hanging right outside of his base, which is a little careless of Kwanro. But Kwanro going in here for a huge attack. There is a Spire there. Spore Colony, as you said, to try to aid this, and he does. He actually fights off this entire thing. He forces Kwanro back. Kwanro cowering in fear. He's going to go back and collect even more Muta. He's got a ton of gas, though. He's got double the amount of gas coming in, double the amount of larvae, so he should be able to handle this without much of a problem. But I got to say, Type B is actually going on the offensive again, which is exactly what he needs to do. And if he can manage to pick off a bunch of drones, he may actually be in a decent position to do some more damage to Kwanro's economy.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying his best here. I like the fact he put up that Spore, actually. It really gave him a little bit of advantage when Kwanro went in. But now here comes a decisive battle here. Just too many Mutalisks for Kwanro. And GG coming from Type B. Tried his heart out, but couldn't do it. And Kwanro moves on to the MSL proper, along with Fantasy in this group, like we expected, pretty much.
Yeah, and Type B very disappointed, hates to lose to just the build order rock, paper, scissors loss. And unfortunately for him, he will not move on. Kwanro will move on with Fantasy. Both the favored players, I would say, that we well, at least I expected to move on. For once, actually moving on instead of Hyuk and Tempest. But anyway, oh no, I hope I didn't spoil that. Anyway, it looks like this match is over. Any last words, Cholera?
Best God is a terrible name for your children. Don't call them that. Don't call them anything with best or God. It leads to no good.
That is very true, and I will take that to heart when I go to name my kids. Thank you for that advice. And see you guys in the next group. Thanks for watching. Take care. GG.